Hi, it's Kshamica. Today I'm going to speak about antibiotics and what they are exactly. Antibiotics, specifically penicillin, was discovered in 1920s. And this was the first time that something had been discovered, manufactured, that could actually kill bacteria that was deadly at that time. And this discovery changed the way medicine was practiced. And it also sparked the interest to look into more antibiotics and to find different types for different diseases and health conditions. Now, if you're wondering why an antibiotic kills bacteria but doesn't kill our own cells, the reason for that is because antibiotics can identify what is a human cell versus a bacteria. For example, bacteria have cell walls and human cells do not. So antibiotics oftentimes can target items with cell walls, which would be the bacteria. So there's mechanisms like this that antibiotics can distinguish between. But now one thing that antibiotics often can't distinguish between, because they're very similar, is the bacteria themselves. And this means good bacteria and bad bacteria. Antibiotics sometimes cannot tell the difference. So while it's killing the bad bacteria that's harming us, it's also killing the good bacteria. So when you take an antibiotic and swallow it, it enters your bloodstream and it goes all over the place. And when it's unable to identify what's good and what's bad, it kills the bacteria that's harming your body, and it also considers the good, healthy bacteria that's helping and positive and good for your body. So now what happens is when the bacteria, the good bacteria, is also killed, it disrupts the balance of our resident bacteria in our bodies, and it disrupts the health. And when the good bacteria is gone, oftentimes it makes room for other bacteria to grow, which can be expressed as health problems. So when antibiotics are taken for a long period of time, it definitely disrupts the balance of the resident bacteria in our bodies. Now, fortunately for healthy people, if you're going to take it and you take it for a short time, oftentimes our bodies are resilient enough to bounce back from most of the effects. But it's good to be very mindful if you're considering taking antibiotics. Remember, antibiotics kill bacteria, not viruses. So not the common cold or not the flu. It's not going to target those. So before you consider taking an antibiotic, really weigh the pros and cons, talk with your healthcare professional, and see whether you want this to happen, because it's definitely going to cause this imbalance. I'll give you an example, a common antibiotic. All antibiotics work very differently. They're created differently to target different parts of bacteria. But one of the most common issues that happens is the bacteria Clostridium difficile overgrows in our gut, and it can cause diarrhea and fever and symptoms that are not very comfortable when you use antibiotics for a long time. But that's just an example. It's a very widespread effect of antibiotics. But if you think about it, when all the healthy bacteria are getting disrupted, it's causing an imbalance of our homeostasis, our normal point, and it is going to affect our health. So this is an introduction to what antibiotics are and how they work, and keep watching for more on the human microbiome. This is Kshamica MD from KshamicaMD.com.